I'm Gary.
I'm Melanie.
And these are our kids. And we are Simple Life Reclaimed.
Hey guys.
Hey, hey.
Man, that intro was definitely a walk down memory lane.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Goes to show how long it's been since we've been doing live streams, right?
Yes, that's been, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I was sort of in awe there for a minute.
Yeah, no mudroom was built, you know, like the whole back patio deck area wasn't there. I mean, the roof definitely wasn't on there yet, you know. Lots of changes.
Lots
and lots of changes. But anyway, guys, we are stealing David with Come On Homesteading's live chat time tonight because they're out in the middle of the ocean somewhere.
Yep.
And we've got some pretty big stuff. We left you guys on a cliffhanger. I feel really bad about doing that, but it is what it is. We needed to figure some things out. We're gonna talk about all of that stuff with you guys here in just a little bit. Before we do, it's been, like I said, quite a while since we've done a live stream, and I see so many people are in here right now. I'm reading it on my phone, so before we get started, let's say what's up to everybody. And I want to thank my amazing moderators. Miss Auntie Ann, thank you so much for being in here. Possum Run Homestead, thank you so much. Just those are the moderators that I'm seeing at this time. And I appreciate you guys. I see Alan Dixon is in the chat. What's going on, Alan? Hey. And, of course, Melissa, hello. She says, whatever happened, there was a reason, and I'm just glad nobody was hurt. Yes. No. Yes. So let's be very clear. I did say it in the comment section on the video, as well as if you follow our secondary channel, Real Talk with SLR, we did let you guys know pretty much like immediately after we had that video premiere that don't be worried, guys, nobody was hurt. Everybody was, like, okay as far as that, but it definitely threw a giant wrench into everything, and we've been kind of scrambling ever since. It's been a little bit of a nightmare. But we'll talk to you guys about that here in a minute.
100%.
Yeah, what's up, Ben? I see you in here. All right, we wait and see you soon. Thank you, Ben, for being in early. And Donald, hello, Mel and Gary. You did a great job on the roof. Thank you, Donald.
Thank you.
It was our first time ever doing anything like that.
Yeah, that was rough, you know, but I'm glad that we did what we did.
Yes.
I'm super glad that we did what we did.
Yes. It was so much work. And you know what? Like, for a while there, I mean, some people were getting really frustrated, like, you know, with the amount of time.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, guys, is that we've never done anything like this before. Each step of our build is a specialty trade that people spend lots and lots of time and money and energy, and they go and be like, what's it called? Apprentices and stuff first.
Yeah, they gotta be an apprentice.
You know,
there's a lot of schooling that goes on with it as well, plus the the actual journeyman aspect to it, and then each trade is that way.
Yeah.
And what I mean trade is anything that's super technical. You know, so think of plumbing.
Yes.
Think of foundation work, which is concrete, right? So concrete work.
Yep.
Is its own trade.
All the blocks, right? Like all the blocks.
All the blocks, masonry work, that's
framing,
a trade.
Electrical.
Framing, that's a whole trade.
Yeah.
Electrical, whole trade. You know, we're not trying to beat a dead horse here, but
I mean, you guys get the
gist
of it.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
And the standing seam has been one of the most holy moly. Try to put all of those trades into one, and the technicality wise, that's how I felt. It was like, oh my goodness.
And the thing of it is too, is it's like, it's a very pricey material. I will say up front and honestly, it's probably one of the more expensive types of roofs that you can get. We could have done it cheaper, but cheaper does not always equate to better. Sometimes cheaper is better. Like in certain situations, you gotta like reevaluate and like see where you gotta stretch your dollar out and like what you want with it, right? And that's all a personal preference. The reason why we went with the standing seam metal roof was because we wanted something that's going to last our lifetime, and we're not going to have to mess with it. Our kids are likely not going to have to mess with it. It'll probably be our grandkids that have to mess with it.
Correct.
So the standing seam metal, again, not to beat a dead horse, but essentially it hides all of the fasteners. And the fasteners on metal roofs are the things that end up going out and need to be replaced about every 10 years or so. And we did not want to have to climb on top of our roof or hire somebody out every 10 years for the length of our life, because this is our forever home. So we decided to kind of put the upfront work and effort into it, which of course caused upfront study and figuring out all of the things, but it also had the upfront cost. So there was, and we're paying for everything with cash as we go. We are normal folks. We are not like some of the other YouTubers that you follow that have these giant bankroll accounts and stuff like that. That's just not how it works. Not for us, at least. I am so happy and so thankful that they are able to do what they do. And I am so thankful and happy that we are able to do what we do. But everybody's got different walks, and this is ours, right?
Correct.
So, so the standing seam metal was definitely a huge thing that you had to study so much for, because it's very technical. And, not only did you have to learn, but you taught it,
yes. I want to throw this out there as well, that I don't think a lot of people understand, and concepts of it as well. Doing it ourselves has saved us so much money. Yes. So much money. I don't know if any of you guys have ever had to replace your roof. You know how much it costs to pay somebody to replace your roof. If it was a shingle roof, it's a lot more expensive for just regular metal. Mm-hmm. And it's even more expensive for standing seam. Yeah. So it is pricey to have trades come out and do any said work. Same thing on the big reason why it was amazing and why we did the block work for our basement. And we wanted to do it all, but it was a huge thing at that time as well, and we didn't know if we were going to be able to do it any which way, but that saved us an incredible amount. Yes. And that it's just insane. So it's a lot to have to try to put on yourselves to try to save it, in a sense, because if you were to have to pay somebody to come out and build this house, what is the market of houses right now? Yeah. And that's what you're going to be paying, if not double. And or triple, So for me and for Gary, right, the main reason why we like to do a lot of this stuff ourselves, saving the money is a huge thing, right? But that's not the only reason. One of the bigger reasons why we wanted to come out here and do this was so that way we could test ourselves. We could learn some new skills. We can do something that we've never done before. And this is stuff that we genuinely enjoy doing. I know it might seem crazy, like you guys enjoy, digging holes, and you guys enjoy yes, it's been a blast. It's been an absolute blast doing all this stuff with you. Like learning all the things. I know that you're, you're the boss. There's been times when it's gotten to me, like the metal roof. The metal roof is...
And there have been times where he's gotten to me because of all of it. Because of it all.
And I'm sorry for that. It's
what it is.
It's a stressful thing, no matter which way you try to look at it. And it's this one was a big gut wrench in a sense. Yeah. And that's why we left you on such a big cliffhanger. We will go over all of it with you guys. We're just gonna hold off for right now.
We're gonna let some more people join.
Roll in and chit chat with you guys in the meantime.
We will answer questions. So I'm reading the chat, guys. I don't want to leave you all hanging. Me and Gary, typically when we do live chat, sometimes it ends up being this big drawn out monologue. And I apologize for that. We're used to just we're used to
camera, push play, and just talk to the...
we're used to talking to the camera without people coming back at us. But I'm sorry. I apologize about that. We're going to see what's going on in here. Cliff says the market out here in California is about $250 to $350 per square foot to build. Correct. Yeah, that's, and it depends on your geographical location, right? Like in different countries as well, it can be either higher or lower.
Now,
in different parts of the country, Arkansas might be cheaper than California.
Now, if you were to estimate it in a sense for if you were to do it, instead of having to hire it out, it would be a lot cheaper. Now, county codes definitely play regulation-wise in anything that you're trying to do. So definitely make sure that you're checking all that stuff if you ever plan to, I'm just going to triple check you guys.
Yeah.
Triple check.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you do, baby. You're the
Correct.
king of the triple check. I appreciate, let me just put it out there, guys. I know that some folks get kind of like, get on with it, Gary, because we hear it, okay? We hear the feedback in the comments section. Some people get frustrated. I, for one, really appreciate that quality about you, Gary, because you want to make sure that it's done right and that it's going to last. And you're not, pardon my French, but he's not somebody who's going to half-ass anything. He's just not going to. And I appreciate that quality about you because I know that it's going to be done and it's going to be done well and that I can have faith in what you're doing and I can trust in it. And when you say it's done and it's done right, I don't have to go back and wonder. And everybody in like our group and our family, our community, they all know that about you. Everybody knows that about you and respects that about you. So when it's kind of like Gary's got the final word on certain things, because it's like, well, did Gary check it? Gary checked it. Send it. Send it. Let's go. Because they know that he's double and then triple checked it. And it's a quality that I adore about you. And I know that everybody else adores about you. And anybody that doesn't like that, well, there's a rock, go kick it. I don't know what else to say.
That, baby.
I do. I really do appreciate that about you. It can be, and there's another thing too. I love all of you people that are here in the comment section, but there's another thing that we as the content creators, we got to realize, and we have to kind of like bring ourselves back to reality certain times. Because like if we have a video and a video gets, let's just use a round number of like 10,000, right? So a video gets 10,000 views. There's 10,000 people that watched it. But we're not getting 10,000 bits of feedback back. We're getting like 100 comments or something, right? So the percentage-wise and math, which is not my strong suit, it's a very small percentage of people that are actually, like letting us know things. And I want to say I thank you guys so much for all of the feedback that you guys do give to us, because we do read all of the comment section. And sometimes, I think it goes with like the political cycles too. Like sometimes people are just more crotchety, I guess. Like, I don't know. Cause I'll notice like the heat will be rising on us sometimes. And then sometimes everybody's kind of mellow and chill and cool. And then I don't know. So we as creators have to like keep that in mind as well. That like, we're getting feedback from a good amount of people, but it's not everybody. So you guys might be maybe it's you, maybe you're somebody watching us right now in your living room on your TV and you've never left us a comment. We would love to hear from you guys. Yep. We would absolutely love to hear from you guys. And if you're somebody that comments all the time, thank you guys. We love hearing from you. It truly makes us feel really good. We learn things from you guys. I hope that you guys are learning from us, and sometimes it's what not to do. But we hope that you guys are enjoying hanging out with us and everything. So let me see. I see a comment right here that's from Fitchburg, LWCC, Wisconsin. This is Kat again. Y'all are such hard workers. Don't worry about the negative Nellies. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. It can in different seasons, like this particular season that Gary and I are in right now with the, kind of happening. Then it weighs on you a little bit more, just like anything else. Like if you're having a hard, say you and your spouse get into an argument and then you have to go into work and clock in for the 9 to 5. And then you have some really rude customers where usually those rude customers, you can just be like, yeah, whatever, bro. But sometimes it'll affect you more because you already got stuff going on in the background. Same thing for us. It's literally the exact same thing for us. So, but we're just people. We are just people, guys. We're just people. Our flippin' farmstead. But when, Mel? When? Hey, Dawn. Good to see you in here, sweetheart. When is... We still don't have a super when. And... guys.
In fact, I'll probably go grab my phone and just triple check that.
You going triple check?
I'm a triple
just
check.
So that way we might have a little answer.
I haven't really been around my phone.
We've been waiting in the wing, guys. We have been waiting in the wing. It's been awful. It's been absolute. I will say this. It's been absolutely awful and agonizing the last little bit because we've had nothing but storms. We had this situation arise. We're trying to think outside the box and like find a problem to it. It's just been... And then we got a lot of questions, and that's why we had to have some time. We needed to take some time away so we could try to scramble, figure out how we're going to go forward, and then we can bring it all to you guys. But we can't leave you guys hanging forever, all right? We must press on. So we will. No news?
No news.
Dang it. All right, well, no news. Okay, so, all right, we've been in here. You guys, you want to make them suffer a little bit longer and chit-chat with them just a little bit and go at you want to give them some time so they can...
I give you guys a little bit more time.
Just
it is a Monday.
It is.
All right, everybody's
Gotta kiss
doing
the
their... Well, no, it's... but it's the,
Brett
everybody's
says, Conway
work.
in the house.
Everybody, works, and on a Mondays, it tends to be the drag your butt, and you're dragging around. It's trying to make sure everything's all situated.
I know, they're gonna...
Family time.
I will say they're gonna riot, though, because they're gonna riot. You guys are dragging it on. I'm sorry.
I want to answer some questions.
I know, so drop some questions in here, besides when, and besides, I guess what? Other questions. See, everybody wants to know. We should just tell them.
If you feel like you want to just tell them, we can just tell
Trina
them.
says, I didn't feel like you left us on a cliffhanger because you did end it with to be continued. I understand you have your reasons, and we're here for you when you can continue. Thank you, Trina. Thank you so much, Trina. I appreciate it. To be honest with you, so... I think if we need to just continue this conversation, we just need to get some stuff rolling.
We need to.
We need to, because otherwise we're just going to be really vague, and that's going to just kill y'all. So let's just do this. So I did put some things together. All right. So for anybody that happened, I'm sure most of you, everybody that is in here, was able to make it to our video premiere party last week. It was with us doing the big family roofing party. And it was a wonderful premiere. Thank you, everybody, for being in there. I worked super hard on that video, but it ended with a black screen. And we're actually going to recap a little bit of that right now, just in case you missed it. So let's recap.
All of that work and all of that trim. That's the trim to the trim.
Yeah, that's
so the cleat
Stepping
right
into the
there,
unknown is never easy,
and they're doing the Z
especially when
channels
you're
up on
standing
the
on a
tops.
roof 2 stories up with nothing but determination, teamwork, and a whole lot of let's figure it out as we go. None of us had done this before. Not a single one of us came into this knowing exactly what to do, but we weren't afraid to try. We watched, we learned, we asked questions, we failed forward. We cut, bent, lifted, placed, again and again, piece by piece. We laughed, we sweat, we stood in awe together watching it come together. And even in the hardest moments, when the sun was beating down, when the measurements were off, when we questioned if we bit off more than we could chew, we kept going. Because that's what you do when you're chasing a dream. You show up. You try. You give it everything you got, even when the odds aren't exactly in your favor. We were so close to the top. You could feel it. But then, it stopped. This was not part of the plan. None of us saw it coming. And now the only question is...
Thanks for the sub!
What do we do next?
So that's where we ended our last video off with you guys. And so it ended pretty badly, I will say. I'm not trying to throw you under the bus when I say this, I'm just trying to be honest. Gary was pretty irate. The cameras needed to get turned off. There were lots of F-bombs, things were getting thrown around. We ended up getting into a pretty good argument that evening, and it just went so sour. Like, everything went so totally and completely sour. Obviously, we're good guys, but when you're married and when you're building a house together and when you're under that much stress, stuff happens, and sometimes you're not super nice to each other. And I'm not throwing you under the bus, but it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. What ended up happening is we're working really hard, okay? We were getting all the way to that point. So Drew and Mike had spent so much time working with us. Obviously, we had the whole Fram Bam out there. Everybody would put in so much work and so much effort. Tim with Ridge Life.
The amount of work to get those cleats in.
Yeah.
And those Z trims in.
Unbelievable.
And the amount of asking for help,
Yes.
And, utilizing as much as I can from anybody and everybody that would help me.
Yes.
And the amount of effort it was.
We're so grateful.
Huge. We're so
grateful. I mean, we had David out with Come On Homesteading. Anthony and Roxanne, they put in a lot of work behind the scenes. Tim with Ridge Life, of course, Drew with Drew's Lens, and then Mike with Drifting Dreamers 5. And I will say Mike and Drew put in the most work, like actually on the roof, and they did not let us down at all. And it took so much longer than we really planned and thought it was going to. And it was kind of disappointing, because we were working really hard, and then at the end of the day, we weren't done, and we'd just be like, "Dah." But Mike and Drew, every single day, when the day got done, they'd be like, "All right, guys, well, I guess we'll see you tomorrow." And it kind of made us, like, honestly, it made us feel like an overwhelming, just grateful and so thankful that they were willing to set aside their time and come out and work with us even longer, even though it was taking so much longer than any of us were wanting. But I also
felt extremely bad for
like,
having them come out again
and again
and again
and again
and again.
Yeah. So, I mean, and on top of it too, like, during this whole time, Mike is trying to move off of Dreamer's Landing and trying to move his family to the valley, and we've got all these moving parts, and like Drew's got stuff going on in the background with Lindsay and like their family and stuff like that. And so we feel terrible, like it's taking so much more time away from what they have going on, but they are real true friends, and they wanted to see it through with us. And I know, believe it or not, they're gonna come and see it through with us to the bitter ends when we figure out everything. So what ended up happening? Can
I take it a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead. Get it. Yeah, get it, Gary. I talk so much. Go ahead.
So, what you guys saw right there where it said, "To be continued," is where it went. That's where everything started.
Badly.
All right.
Badly.
And a lot of it is we had to break into the next piece of trim, or the last little pieces of trim for the eaves, or the rake systems and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked down at Mel and I asked her, I said, "How many's in there?" She tells me that there's only like 4 or 5 or something like that. I think there's 5
There's
in there.
5 in there.
And I sit there and I start looking at everything. And I start realizing that I do not have enough rake trim. I just spent so much money on this order, and I just spent so much time trying to put all these pieces into place. I asked of the family to help. When you double check and triple check and then you're off, and in such a way like that, feel like a failure. More ways than you guys know.
You're not a failure. I know.
Oh, I know.
You're totally valid for feeling how you feel. You are. I understand. But you're not. You are not.
It hurt. In all sorts of ways. When you see it, it's like, oh, man, I'm off by 4. I have a huge list. That list is insane. And triple checking, making sure, is it all right? Is it all good?
So what happened is the trim pieces that we had, they were all in 10-foot sections. And when basically...
I thought it was all 12
We thought
foot.
they were 12 foot. And if they would have been 12 foot, then the measurements and everything would have worked out and we would not have been short. However, we came up short on it. And the problem is that with the steps and orders of operation, each piece has to go in at a certain time, in a certain way. And we're down to the bitter end where we just need to put in the trim and then we got to cut the ridge cap and then we could put the ridge cap mesh on and then we could do the ridge cap and we could finally be done, right? However, we can't do any of the ridge cap or anything until we put in all of the trim. Now it seems like, oh, no big deal, just go get some more trim, right? Wrong.
You can't just buy this trim.
Yes, our metal is a specialty order.
And they don't want to place a specialty order for 4 pieces of trim.
Yes. And we had to order it from Tennessee, right? And so it came on this big truck. We got it delivered. And we're literally short by 4 pieces. Now, we've spent... it's close to $11,000 on just all the material for that metal. We had to save for it. We had to get things ready to do that. And obviously it's fine to do that, but we spent that much money with this company and then to end up short. Now, Gary triple checked it and the company also triple checked the measurements. And so we thought that we were good on this. Obviously, even when you do your very best, even when you do everything right and is humanly possible, sometimes things slip through the cracks and the pressure that Gary was feeling because of all of the friends that were out there giving us their time. And Gary likes to do everything correctly. We know this, right? But then the added pressure of trying to do it right and not wanting to fail, man, and wanting to show you guys that we can do it. And then to kind of come up short like that, it's a tremendous burden, like, to feel. You know, because you're putting yourself out there for the whole world to judge and to tell you how crappy you are or how terrible you are and how much of a loser you are. And nobody feels that for you. I don't feel that for you. Nobody in your personal life feels that for you. So if any jerk out, I know it's all personal, but you got to kick your own butt. And if anybody out there tries to put that on you, then I will they can get.
I don't care what anybody else says. It doesn't help when I personally feel that way.
Exactly.
Personally.
That's what I'm saying.
But
it fuels it. It fuels it when you're already feeling that, and then it's like a reconfirmation of what you're already feeling. So the whole scramble thing, guys. So what happened is we ended up finding out that we were going to be too short. We were not going to be able to continue on our build, and we were going to be SOL until further notice. And when we ordered our big metal for the first time, there was a 3-week turnaround wait time. And that was from the day that we ordered it for them to, at the warehouse, they take these big sheets of metal and then they cut them down, they paint them and they bend them and they get them made specifically for your orders. Because we ordered from a warehouse, a manufacturing company. So because all we needed was just those 4 pieces of trim, they were not going to fire up the machines for us. They straight up told us, yeah, no, that's not a big enough order. We are not even going to turn on the machines and do anything. So obviously we're livid. We're bro, we just spent all this money on, we can't, what are we supposed to do then? And it was a lot of back and forth. This was right before Easter. And so the holiday, right, put everybody back. It's the way that people work out here, at least in Arkansas, Tennessee. I've noticed in the South, they work a lot different than they do on the West Coast. No shade. It's just, it is what it is, and you got to get used to it. Business hours are a lot slimmer, and working days are a lot slimmer. So it just, like I said, it is what it is. However, we ended up trying to figure out what we were going to do. Gary ended up emailing the guy that placed our order and stuff for us. And then we ended up having to call, and there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of waiting. And when I finally was able to get a hold of him, he basically told me we are not going to be making any of those sheets. And the best thing that I can do for you is we have about 4 other warehouses that are throughout the country. And I'm going to call those different warehouses and see if they have anything kind of lying around that maybe can be, if it's a different color trim, maybe they can paint it and they can get it ready for you. And with the best situation, they did have one in Fort Smith. Now we got our giant order all the way out in Tennessee, but Fort Smith is about an hour away from us. And so anyway, they said best case scenario, we'll be able to find some out in Fort Smith, and they will be able to cut it, bend it, paint it, and get it ready for you guys. And then you guys can go and pick it up. Or we can have it delivered out to you guys. So we were like, okay, well, that's the best case scenario. What's the worst case scenario? Worst case scenario is that we're not going to find any, and we're not going to turn on our machines. So me and Gary are sitting there like, oh no. Oh no, guys, what are we gonna do if we can't finish our roof? If they can't find any and they won't turn on it and make us some, what are we going to do? It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible to live with that, and the not knowing and being so close after you work so hard.
The
Gut
worst
wrenching.
part is that you have to splice them together, obviously, like shingles from the bottom going up, right?
Yeah.
Splice them in together, and then trying to be like, well, I want to get this roof covered in, and I don't want rain getting in between everything. I can't, really put the 2 little pieces of the ridge cap type thing and trying to slide it in. What if I'm short?
Yeah.
What if I can't get that piece now long enough? Now I got multiple little tiny pieces up at the top, Or am I going to be able to actually slide it in because I have a Z-clip on this side, I have a cleat on the other side that has to clip in, and trying not to scratch the metal, and I'm trying to get into that spot, and then with the ridge cap on top of it, I might not be able to even get close to that area. So it's like,
Yes.
I can't put the ridge cap on until it's done, and we can't get it done until we have those pieces.
Now I do have some good news, and this is the thing, guys. We wanted to wait until we had something new, because I can already see you guys in the comments, and I love you guys so much. You guys are ready to ride for us. I appreciate that, but I'm not going to put them out on blast as far as the company name and all that stuff. I mean, if you guys look for it, you guys can find it. However, they are accommodating us. So we ended up getting in luck. Okay, they ended up finding some in one of their other warehouses, and they did end up find some in Fort Smith. Now, we didn't know about that until it was like the end of, I want to say it was like, what did I do? My video premiere party on the 23rd. Today is the 28th. I want to say it was like, it was probably like Friday or Thursday or Friday. I ended up talking to the people over there, and they ended up finding some of the pieces, and it's in the Fort Smith location, and it's not the right color, it's not the right size, yada yada, but they are going to get it the right color, they're going to get it the right size, and then as soon as it's ready, they're going to let us know and we can go and pick it up. So, best case scenario, we're going to be able to pick it up within the next 4 or 5 days. When I talked to them last week, they said it could be about 5 business days. Again, we're in the South. We had some holidays. So looking on the calendar, I'm thinking that it'll be Wednesday at the absolute earliest this week. So in 2 days from now at the absolute earliest. But Gary checked on his phone. We haven't heard anything from them yet, but we do know that they are presently preparing those additional pieces for us. But I reiterate, the amount of stress that we have been under for these last couple of weeks, trying to figure everything out, and then the not knowing, and then the thinking that we're screwed, and then again we're doing all of this, and it would be bad enough if we were just doing this like privately, but then again you have the extra cranked up heat of everything that we're doing. We are we are being judged on what we're doing, as well as the people that we have business relationships and stuff are being judged with it. And I don't want you guys to judge them super harshly, because crap happens. And I don't want them to get a bunch of hate for it. It's crap happens. It was an oversight as far as the ordering goes. We thought it was 12 foot. They weren't 12 foot. They were 10 foot. If it was the 12 foot, then we would have had enough and then some excess. But it didn't work out that way. Not by much, but we would have had some excess. And it's one of those things where crap happens. I really don't want, please do not go reach, if you guys do by chance find out, like by looking at our old videos, who the company is, don't reach out to them or anything. They are helping us, and I understand their business model. They cannot just turn on financially for their business. They can't just turn on the machines because they cost or whatever for $200 worth of materials. They just don't do that. I would hope and wish that they would have made an exception, but that I don't want to be coming off as like entitled. Like,
correct. I
don't want to just be like swinging entitlement around. Like, if that's not something they do, then that's just not something that they do, you know? So yeah, so that's the whole stress of everything that happened. They have found the pieces for us. We don't know when we're going to get it, but as soon as we do get it, we are going to go right back to work on that roof, and we're going to finish this darn thing off and polish it off. I know that Drew and Mike have already expressed that they would come out and help us as well. I feel so bad. I don't want to ask them for any more, but at the same time, thanks guys. Thank you guys. And we have plans too, like, because Mike and Lissa, they just moved down to the valley. We've got some really big plans. They need some help over there with some of the things they've got going on. So this week, while we're kind of in the waiting game, Gary and I we kind of did a thing today that I think everybody will be very excited about, because, you know,
and I ordered exciting. Excess. I shouldn't run out.
Yeah, we ordered a lot of excess. We placed a big order today, a very big order today. And it's going to wrap up the exterior of our home. So you guys probably know what it is, but I'll make you guys wait just a little bit longer till tomorrow, but I guarantee you guys probably already know what it is. It's going to wrap up the rest of the exterior of the home. So that's very exciting. We have to wait for that to arrive now as well.
Yep.
And in the meantime, there's a few things that we want to do around here, just kind of like tidying up and picking up, but we are going to be spending a good amount of our time over at the Dreamers Valley and helping them out with everything that they've got going over there, because they just moved and they're tremendously amazing good friends of ours, and we want to help them out and be there for them just as much as they're for us.
Correct.
So that's basically what we're doing. And I see Jean is putting in a really good guess there, my dear. Maybe. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Jeannie is also making a really good guess. So is Paul. But
there was another thing that we ordered as well for that.
Yes. There was something else that we ordered for that. We ordered
quite a bit today.
We did. We put in a very big order today, but it needs to be done. We got to wrap up this exterior so that way we can move on to the inside, guys. To the inside! It's so exciting. So, I mean, it's been, for us, it's been a really big up and down, very, very high highs. Like, tremendously, amazingly, like, I'm on top of the world, you know, when we're getting it and we're that close, dude. And then, like, came crashing down with the biggest lows, and then the greatest fear of, oh no, what are we going to do if we can't, how are we going to move forward if we can't get the dang material? We're going to have to try to, like, Jimmy rig it and do this, but then Gary's, like, you know, kind of pissed off about that because he's like, man, I spent all this money and time and everything. I don't want to Jimmy rig anything, which I totally get. Like, I get it. I don't want to either.
I instantly didn't think that they would make it.
Yeah.
Because I know how that goes in that sense of business-wise.
Yeah. Oh, Joyce says, woohoo, plus the kids' treehouse too. Yeah, so I don't know if you're talking about the roofing. We get that one a lot, actually. People will say, when are you going to roof the kids' treehouse? I don't know if that's what you're talking about or not, but the kids' treehouse does have a metal roof on it. It's not standing seam. It's just regular. We're going to have to go fix the fasteners on that one, you know.
We'll show you why, you know. It's better to...
Yeah.
Better than not.
But maybe wrapping up the exterior of that? Possibly. That might be on the agenda. But yeah, so anyone...
Ain't happening first.
Ranger Bob says, anyone that thinks or says anything negative towards Gary is garbage for doing so. That's right, Ranger. That's right. MC Kevin, Mick Kevin, is your AC hooked up in the upstairs cabin? No.
Nope,
Not
that's
yet.
another one that we're going to end up having to do as well.
Yeah, not yet. All of the interior stuff like the air conditioning and everything else, we are going to be working on this year. It's on our summer goals. However, this summer we are definitely going to be sweating it out up there while we get everything ready, because it's already getting hot, guys. We already got the AC units and the windows down here in the basement. We got the fans
honestly
going.
thought that we were going to be all right until, like, you know, maybe mid-May, end of May, like how, you know, but no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's already crept up on us. We were almost at 90 today. We were at like 88 degrees today with high humidity. So heat's rising, y'all. Heat's rising. Let me see. Thank you so much, Dee. Dee gifted 10 Simple Life Reclaimed memberships. Thank you so much. Kathy V was gifted a membership. Welcome, welcome. Dee Stanley, Cindy Ellis, Ron Sears, Marilyn Bryson, Roadkill Ron, Macy, Minnesota, Robert the Accountant, Eric Crump, Schnickum Ken. I don't know if I said that right. And then Out of Control Mason and Mark Dolan. Thank you so much for gifting everybody all of those memberships. That is so awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, guys. And I'll be getting to more members only stuff. I do post members only behind the scenes and like community tab posts. Once in a while we'll post some shorts. I haven't done a members only live chat yet, but I'm working on it, guys. This is our first live chat we've done in quite some time, so we're a little rusty. Flitchburg, LWCC, Wisconsin, thank you so much for the super chat. It says, I hope this helps, at least for snacks. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
You know, the way to our heart is always through our stomach. I appreciate you. Very, very much so. On the Hill says, you guys got this. Thank you so much. You know, it has been quite the journey, and we've had many of ups and many of downs, and this is just another part of our story. This is just another thing that we're going to get through. It feels just about as bad and scary and stressful and upsetting and stuff. Maybe a tad bit worse, just a tad bit worse, as when we had our concrete fail. I don't know if you guys are OGs and you guys remember that, but the concrete truck, and then like they had it coming down a chute because we couldn't get a pump truck out here because we're way out in the middle of nowhere and pump truck wouldn't come. So we're trying to do it in a chute, like down this big hill, and we just spent all this work like hand digging out the footer foundations, and we did all the rebar, and we got everything all ready, and then it came concrete day, and then the freaking concrete got spilled everywhere, and it was a huge mess, and it was awful. And then we had to call in like professionals to like fix it because it was just that bad. It was bad. We were done. We were like, I give up. I surrender. Who cares about? Let's just spend the money. We didn't want to spend the money, but whatever. Let's just do it. I surrender. It feels about that bad, like as big of a letdown as that was, because again, that was a really big moment for us. Like we worked so hard. Let's get this done. Yay. We could celebrate. And then it all fell flat. And this was also a very big moment for us where we worked so hard. We had our friends working, and, you know, all this time in the making. I mean, last year, the entire year we spent trying to get everything ready for this. We had to do the whole back patio's roof and all of those angles and all the things, you know, on another level up. And then we had to do the whole mud room, and that was a whole challenge in its own. And to do all of that just so that way we could do the standing seam metal. That's why we didn't put any metal on the building, was because we wanted it all to connect in the way that it's connecting in. We knew we wanted to use this product, and to do all of that and to get all the way to that point and to have it just be that much too short at the very end, it was just like, why? But you don't ask why, because then you're going to get more. So you knock on wood, you'd say a little prayer, give it up, and you figure out a way to move forward. And it was very frustrating for us when there was no sight of how we were going to move forward. We couldn't see any way to move forward. Nothing was panning out, and that just made us feel even more. So,
Yes.
anyway, very stressful. Gary was tired, says Patricia. Yes. He was getting so tired, guys. His color was draining for him at the end of it all. Like, because it was weeks of every single day, like, working on it every day. And it's a long days. And it's a very physical thing to do. So all of you guys that are tradesmen and this is what you do and it's a piece of cake and no big deal to you, man, my hat is off to you. But for us, it was not a piece of cake, and it was definitely a big learning curve, and it's very physically challenging and all that. So let me go to the comment section, guys. Now that we spilled all the beans, now you guys know what and approximately when the next challenges that we're going to have.
We still don't know when, but...
We still don't know approximately. Let's just say,
I wish. That's why I grabbed my phone. I was like, maybe. Is it ready? Is it not? Like...
Let's say it's ready Wednesday, and we can jet out to Fort Smith and go pick it up, and we have it Wednesday night, right? Let's just say that's how it is. Now we're going to be playing with the weather.
We're moving forward regardless, man.
No, we are moving forward. Wait. Listen, I'll strap up with you. I'll be your Huckleberry baby.
So we're moving forward regardless.
Oh, with the other things?
Yes.
Yes. Forward is the direction we're going. So... But as far as the roof, right, because we're going to have to cut into it and cut the whole ridge cap off and then put some mesh down and then you put the metal on it, we need to make sure that we are going to have at least 2 consecutive dry days. I think we're going to be able to get the whole ridge cap done in one day. However, just in case, as we know from this example, crap happens, we want to make sure that we're going to have consecutively at least 2 dry days on the agenda before we start cutting into anything like that. And right now, dun 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 dun. Wow.
All week we're supposed to have rain.
Yes.
All week.
Isn't that great?
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So this is very fun.
It is, but like Gary said, we're still going to be moving forward. If it's raining, we have other things that we are going to be working on. Again, too, we are going to be helping Mike and Lissa with several things, and I'll put my freaking boots on and we'll get out there and we'll get it. We'll be out there on the valley. We'll be doing whatever Mike and Lissa need us to do because I know that they can use the assistance and we absolutely love them so much. And, you know, they love us and our kids love each other and one big happy family. So we're going to be moving forward, either here, the valley, somewhere. I don't know. But it's been challenging for us. Oh, another thing too. Right now, we presently are house sitting for Country Road Cure, which is so awesome for them. I am so happy for them, guys. David, Come On Homesteading, Tim, Ridge Life, Tara and Jason, White Rock Homestead, Pops, and Anthony and Roxanne, Country Road Cure. They all went on this awesome cruise. And I will say I'm a tad bit jealous because with all of this drama going on, I'm like, man, I could really use a vacation. But at the same time, I am so blessed to be able to do them a solid and stay here and house sit for them and watch their animals, watch my nephew. It's totally fine. Like it's great. I'm able to be here for them. But I will say with all this drama, I was like, I wish I was going on vacation. But we're happy. We're really, really happy for them. So, but that's another thing that we're doing right now, kind of in the background, that's keeping us a little occupied and a little busy. So, but everything's good there. Everything's good on that front. Lillian and Bella are doing fine. Little buttheads. They're yapper dogs, man. I swear. They love Roxanne. They miss Roxanne, man. Whenever Wyatt comes home from school, then Bella and Lillian start behaving. But man, when Wyatt's gone and it's just me and Gary and they're here, they're like, where's mom? Where's mom? You know, I'm like, stop it, Bella. I mean, it is what it is, you know. But yeah, so we've definitely got our work cut out for us this next little bit. And I just want, if there's anything that we can give you guys from our YouTube channel, is that challenges are going to happen. Nobody gets through life unscathed. Nobody gets through life without some sort of challenges, without some sort of adversity. and we all go through it, right? And the difference between one person and the next person is how they face those challenges and how they choose to overcome those challenges or be overcome by those challenges. And I will say, we are not the type of people that will be overcome for a great length of time. Is that spam likely? Spam likely. We're not the type of people that will be overcome by the challenge for a great length of time. We are normal people. When things happen, we have emotions, and we have to filter through those emotions, and we have to feel it and work through it, and then find a solution and a way out of it. And if you can get anything from our YouTube channel, let it be this: that Gary and I had no idea what we were doing when we sold our house in Arizona and we moved out here. We just had a dream, and we just were like, I guess, crazy enough to try to go after it and to see what would happen, take the risk. And so far it's been well worth the reward, but it has not been without its challenges.
There's definitely been a lot of ups and downs.
Yes. And we film those challenges and we share those challenges with you, albeit sometimes, like, you know, right when we got to figuring out that the piece was, you know, we weren't going to have enough. Sometimes the camera gets turned off because you're just not in the mood, you know? You're just like, I'm not in the mood. No, this is going off, and because it just went so sideways. And that's what ended up happening. But we'll always be, you know, forefront with you guys on what's going on as we figure things out and we figure out a way to move forward. But forward will always be our direction. That's just how it goes. It will always be moving forward in one way or another. So, man, we're getting some super chats and I'm missing it. I'm terrible. Look at me just yapping away. My goodness, I'm so sorry. We got another one up in here. It's from Poppy Smurf. Thank you so much for the super chat. You didn't say anything, though, but I see it, Poppy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Melissa says, Gary, please quit beating yourself up. You're a great man, husband, father, and friend. Yeah, what Melissa said. Pearly May says, let's go fishing, Gary. You know what's funny is I was literally telling him just the other day, let's go take our bikes on an e-bike ride, and let's go down to the fishing hole, and let's go find out. That might be on the agenda really soon. This weekend is our wedding anniversary.
It is.
Yeah, this weekend is mine and Gary's wedding anniversary. We're gonna just kind of keep it low key for the actual wedding anniversary day. Yep. Because again, we're house sitting, got all the kids. Like usually when me and Gary want to go do stuff, we usually say, hey kids, go up to Auntie and Uncle's house. And then me and Gary can go do something or whatever. And this time Auntie and Uncle are in the middle of the ocean, so can't exactly do that. We're going to wait until they come back. And then when they come back, me and Gary go do something. But I think this weekend we're still going to plan to do something fun.
Correct.
You know? There'll still be something. It'll be more of a family affair instead of like a anniversary for the two of us.
Oh, we're gonna do something.
That'll be good.
That is, our anniversary is on a Friday.
It is on a Friday, yes. It sure is.
So, we're gonna definitely be going and getting some lunch somewhere.
Ooh.
Or some breakfast somewhere, depending on the day and
Yeah.
what's going on.
So Friday, it will be 14 years married that we have been together. And we have been together now for 15 years in a relationship. And we have known each other for 19 years. Crazy.
Yeah.
I know. Crazy. 19 years we've known each other. 15 years been together. 14 years been married. Nuts, guys, nuts. I hope one day that Gary and I get to look back, you know, sitting in our rocking chairs on our back patio, looking at the beautiful mountain view and the life that we've built together, and be able to say, yay, baby, we made it. You know, that's the goal. That's goals. So one day, I think we'll get there.
One day.
Lots and lots of ups and downs and challenges along the way, but we will get there. I love you.
I love you.
So that's what's been happening, friends. That's what's been going on. D. Stanley says, you and Gary have done an amazing job. I'm almost 72, and I'm wiped out big time. Fishing would be a great release for you both. Love you both. Don't dwell on something that's already done. Amen. Amen. Take the whole weekend and let CRC take the kids. I would, Pearl, but they're out in the middle of the ocean.
Yep.
I would. We're going to wait until they come back, and believe you me, it's going to be like, hey, Anthony and Rox, I hope you guys had a great vacay. Bye. Just kidding. We won't do that to them as soon as they get back, but a day or two later. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we got about, Alan Dixon says 3 minutes. Yep, we got about a 3-minute warning, so I'm sorry if we've neglected and we've done the whole monologue thing, even though I tried not to. It's just we're used to turning on a camera and then just kind of going for it, so that's kind of what we tend to do. Although I'm looking at the chat right now, if there's anything you guys want to ask us or say or anything. I do know that I'm going to be doing some editing, and I'm going to have a video coming out for you guys tomorrow with some of the things that we took care of today, very big things. I hope that you guys enjoy it. Very low-key, definitely a vlog. I'll talk, no work, but you guys will be able to see what we ended up picking out and what we're going to be going with. So the whole mystery on certain things are going to be revealed, and I can't wait to show you guys that. But again, I'll talk, no work. So I don't want to hear anybody crying, all right? I don't want to hear nothing. It is what it is. Mel, just ask your mom to babysit all the kids, Patricia. So that's also an option as well. That's also an option as well for one night. My mom is right in the middle of a very big move right now, though, too. I know that she hasn't been posting a whole lot on her channel, but my mom has decided that it would be much better for her, like easier for her lifestyle and going to the doctor and doing things that she needs to do to have a nice place in town. So my mom actually got herself a nice new little house in town. It's a lot closer to things for her, and she's moving. She's actually already moved out of her beautiful little country home, and she's in her new place. But she still is doing back and forth. There's a lot of like finishing things up and stuff like that she's got to do. So I don't know. I'd have to reach out and ask her, see how tired she is. I know that she's been working herself to the bone. So possibly that could be an option. No. Could be an option. If nothing else, just so we can go to dinner. But I don't know. I'd have to ask her.
No.
Let's see. Pearly May, move. Yeah. So no, so my mom's staying local. She's staying local, but like how we live out in the country, my mom's moving to town. And my mom had a place out in the country as well, not as deep in the woods as we are. But yeah, she's going to town. It's going to be a lot nicer for her, guys. It's just a better thing for her. She's needing to go to the doctors and stuff more. It's just better for her lifestyle at this phase and where she's at in life. So we're happy for her. It's good. It's positive. Good stuff. Good stuff. Promise. Karen Breast, nice for your mom. Absolutely. Very nice for her. Now her life is going to be a lot easier on the day-to-day for her. So that's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Anthony will have lobster legs. He will get a sunburn. Yes. Oh my gosh. Poor Anthony. Poor Anthony. But at the same time, Roxanne said, hey, we're going to be slathering on the sunscreen, and Roxanne's got this. She's a veteran when it comes to the traveling. Tammy, just remember the professionals didn't get it right either. That's right. They double checked your triple check, baby.
I know, but
it's
still,
okay.
Like I said, I'm my worst critic.
Yes, but I'm your biggest fan.
Well, I don't want to get into that. It is 7 o'clock.
It is. It's about that time, friends.
It is actually dinner time.
Yes.
So.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight and for sharing some story time with us. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try to get a video out for you guys. We did do some filming today. We'll be spilling some big beans.
Yep.
You guys will be able to go about with us while we go and pick out a few things. So I hope that you guys enjoy taking a trip into town with us on our next video that's going to come out ASAP.
Yep.
We do have a secondary channel, which is Real Talk with SLR. If you guys didn't know, we try to post daily, but I will say we post more often than here on Simple Life. And it's definitely just raw, behind the scenes, uncut, catching up with us on the daily, figuring out what we've got going on, what we're doing. And it's a real talk with SLR. So it's like a talk show. We kind of just talk with you guys about plans, what we're thinking, where we're going, what's going on. Sometimes we show you guys some more of the behind the scenes of what we're working on. So if that's something that interests you, again, no edits on that one though. So it's not going to be fancy, no music, no cool stuff. It's just going to be very, very, here you go. Here's the behind the scenes, raw, uncut type thing. Real Talk with SLR is linked down in the description below, friends. If you guys haven't seen it and checked it out, make sure to go and check it out if that's something you guys want to be checking out. Yep. I think half of you guys would like it. As for Simple Life, I'm going to try tomorrow. Do my best. Don't hold my feet to the fire. We've got a lot of things moving on in the background. We were doing double time, holding down the Homestead. But I am going to do my very best to put something out for you guys ASAP. So keep your notifications turned on, friends. This week is going to be a pretty big one. We've got a lot planned for this week. We're just kind of hoping out the weather. So send us your prayers. May the odds be ever in our favor, right? So yes, we're going to get running and get some grub. Thank you guys again for spending your time with us. And we'll see you guys soon. So until the next one, friends, we love y'all and we hope you have a good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later.
I have to find out where the buttons go again.